So we're very pleased to welcome Mr. Chris Lumb tonight at the Innovation Forum between Alberta and Quebec to explore some partnership and opportunities between Quebec and Alberta industry. Mr. Lumb is from TEC Alberta?
TEC Edmonton.
TEC Edmonton.
Yeah.
So maybe you can introduce you and your organization.
TEC Edmonton is a joint venture between the University of Alberta and Edmonton Economic Development Corporation, which is an agency of the city.
Okay.
It's, I think, a very interesting organization because it is the tech transfer office of the University of Alberta, but it also is an incubator and a business accelerator.
Okay.
So we help companies that are university spin-offs, and we help companies that are not university spin-offs, and we also manage the intellectual property with an aim to license it locally if possible. So we put all of those things under one roof, and it creates a real fertile environment for getting spin-offs started and financed and growing within the region.
Okay. I understand that you work also a little bit as an incubator with the entrepreneur to build the spin-off.
We do. We have a physical.
Yeah.
We have physical space as an incubator as well. We have about 25 companies in our incubator, about 300 employees in those companies in total.
Okay.
Those companies, some of them we provide extra services to, and some of them are just tenants. And of the clients we work with, many of them are not part of our incubator. So that space is just one of the services we offer to them.
Okay, okay. And about which field are you active in with your business?
Well, we're not really specific to any one particular field. So we work with companies in all sectors. And typically the university spin-offs, more of them are life sciences oriented.
Okay.
And typically the non-university ones would be more likely to be ICT oriented.
Okay.
But there's crossover as well, because a big area of growth is various kinds of materials, technologies that are used in process improvement, environmental projects, materials projects that would get used in oil sands extraction, things like that. And so those sometimes are university-based, sometimes they're not.
Okay. I heard that University of Edmonton is very large and have a very strong research base.
It's a large university. It's second largest in the country to University of Toronto, which is always the largest. And the large organizations are University of Alberta, UBC, University of Quebec, and McGill.
Okay.
Yeah, so those would be the four big ones after Toronto, and they're all kind of the same size. I mean, University of Alberta is, I think, slightly larger now, but maybe next year it won't be. So
yeah, we are used to that kind of challenges and so, and but it's very strong base of innovation in Alberta, especially in Edmonton. So you have a brain trust out there in many different fields. It's not just about oil and gas.
No, that's true. That's true. Well, life sciences obviously is a big area. Pretty strong focus on nanotechnology as well, as there is in Quebec. The National Institute for Nanotechnology is located there, and so I think both Quebec and Alberta have built up very strong bases of micro-nano related expertise over time. Obviously, environmental technologies are of growing importance because they're really the other side of the coin to resource-based technologies, and so they go hand in hand with each other. And and the University of Alberta is actually quite an interesting, got an interesting history in that it's had a culture of creating spin-offs for a long time.
Okay.
And as a result of that, there's more awareness amongst academics of the options and the possibilities of creating spin-offs as opposed to just publishing papers. So we have at the University of Alberta about 76 or 77 active spin-off companies that are still operational, which is one of the best numbers in all of North America, actually, which is actually very good. So we're really pleased with that because it's a real good example of how universities don't have to be just academically focused.
And so I understand you have a very strong network with the business, industrial people, and investor, venture capital industry.
We do. We see ourselves as an organization that builds networks. That's really one of the ways we add value. And so we connect to the university, and so we connect researchers to companies that have needs. We connect early stage companies to investors, which is obviously very important. We're well connected to all three levels of government, city, province, and federal government.
Okay.
We have partnerships with other universities as well. We work with other service providers like lawyers and accountants to help companies get started. So we really consider that we don't do all these things for companies. We help them get it done. And if we can use our network to get it done, that's great. So
Yeah. The network is very important.
it's extremely
It's an
important.
ecosystem,
Yeah. I think it's important everywhere.
Yeah, that's the same thing we work to do in Quebec, in Montreal especially. We have many great universities here. We have a very strong venture capital industry. But networking between provinces, with United States, the rest of the world is very, very important. So as two very important networking organizations, maybe we could look at making this network work even better.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why this visit here, I think, is really positive and really important, because it gives everybody a chance to get to know each other better, find common ground, find opportunities, and we really do have a lot in common.
Yeah, for entrepreneurs that could be of interest to work with you, discover Edmonton, see about what are the fit and opportunity between Edmonton and Montreal. Do you have any insight or hints?
I think I would say, we've just been talking about networks, so I would say what we need to do is with any of these, we should sit down and talk and say, what are you trying to do? Where might there be a connection? We would make other introductions to other people. We would look for areas where we could, both give and share, and so we could each benefit from it. I would say that people should come and see us. We are a door to the community, and so if people are saying, I don't know where to start, how do I go to Alberta? I would say, come and knock on our door. We will help you understand what the opportunities are.
Fantastic.
And I'd like to make sure that we could do the same here in Montreal when we want to direct people to come to build their businesses and find opportunities here in Quebec.
For sure, it will be our pleasure. There is two great engineering schools here. You have the Polytechnic School and the École Technologie Supérieure, who are very, very proactive and open for this kind of partnerships. Also, I know that you have the Banff Venture Forum about the presenting spin-offs to investors, very well known in Alberta. Now we have the Montreal Venture Forum in Montreal, which is 6 months apart.
Oh, good. So they're well balanced. So there's one in the west and one here.
So maybe there's another way to know each other and know about the new spin-offs on each side.
Yeah, very much. Those are good ways of getting people to understand more about what's going on in the community.
So it will be a real pleasure to do so.
Yeah.
So hoping that we'll share some other thought.
I know we will. I know we will. Yeah.
And so you're very welcome in Montreal, and I can wait to see a first bunch also of entrepreneurs going to Edmonton.
Absolutely. We look forward to it.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, good.